Do you have some bad habits that you want to change? If your answer is yes, then no problem, because you are not the only one who has a bad habit. Because we all have some bad habits. The author of this book, James Clear, explains step by step about all those things and methods. With the help of this book, you will learn how you can make a good habit, how you can eliminate one of your bad habits, and how by making small changes in your behavior, you can get extraordinary results. It will teach you to develop qualities like your willpower and create enthusiasm in yourself. You will learn to believe in yourself. If you want to make some better changes in your life, then you must read this. Atomic Habits says that you can become something better and better every day. This book should be read by all those people who have some bad habits and those who want to improve themselves. Those who have wanted to make a good habit for a long time but do not know how to make a good habit, then this book will help you by definition. About author. James Clear is a writer and motivational speaker. He keeps on helping people through his book, website, and newspapers. If you want to change one of your habits for a long time but you are not able to change it, then the problem is not in you but in the system that you have been following. Here you will get a proven system, by following which you can touch new heights. Why tiny changes makes a big differences. 1. The surprising power of atomic habits. Imagine a plane is flying from Los Angeles to New York. If, during takeoff, the pilot turns the plane 3.5 degrees to the south, the nose of the aircraft will move slightly, just a few feet. From outside the cockpit, no one will notice this small change. But its impact will be immense during the entire journey. And this change will be so much that you will reach Washington, D.C., not New York. We tend to ignore small changes, as their immediate effect is almost negligible. Today, if you are out of shape or obese, and go for a walk for 20 minutes, then you will remain out of shape tomorrow as well. On the contrary, if you eat family-size pizza for dinner, it will not affect your weight. But if we repeat small habits every day, then its compound effect is huge over time. If you eat pizza every day, you will definitely become fat. Similarly, if you go jogging every day for 20 minutes, you will become thinner and agile. Even if you do not notice, you will gradually become thinner. C. The change that happens is very small, which is difficult to notice. If you want a positive change in your life, then it is very important for you to understand that for change, you have to have patience as well as have faith that your habits are in the right direction. Even if you are not seeing the result immediately. If you improve yourself by 1% every day, then at the end of the year you will be 37 times better than before. Just as money tends to grow in the form of compound interest over time, your positive habits get read over time. 2. How your habits shape your ideas. It is usually more difficult to develop good habits than bad habits, which is why it is more likely that you will keep repeating these bad habits in the future. Continuing a good habit like meditation or jogging is a bit difficult. But once it becomes a habit, it is always with you. The main reason why bad habits happen is that we try to change the wrong things. The best way to change your bad habit is to change your identity. And this is also important because changing a habit is very difficult unless you make changes in yourself. You have to first decide what you want to be, then make small changes accordingly, so your focus should be not on your outcome but what kind of person you want to be. All your goals can be weird only when you develop good habits. Next, we will learn how to make good habits. 3. How to build better habits. There are 4 simple processes to make any habit. Cue, craving, response, and reward. Stage 1, cues. That is, the signal that acts as a trigger for our brain. Stage 2, craving. This is the motivational force behind your habits. Stage 3, response. These are your actual habits. Stage 4, reward. This is the end goal of your habit. In this way, cue takes your attention towards reward craving, which creates desire in you related to this reward, and through response you get that reward. We understand this through an example. Cue. You got a notification of a new video on the phone. Craving. You want to see that video. Response. You pick up the phone and watch the video. Reward. After watching the video, your wish gets fulfilled. You must have seen that all the bad habits fill you with pleasure for a short time. But gradually this pleasure becomes the cause of your sorrows. The author says that if you want to leave a bad habit, then get it right in stage 1. Let us understand this with the example of a smoking man. Like if someone is smoking in front of you and you also feel like drinking, then you should get away from there. Even if the cue is found, eliminate the desire. Even if there is a desire, do not give a response, but start doing other things. With this, you will never fall into that habit. 4. The best way to start a new habit. In 2001, a UK researcher did an experiment so that they could develop a better exercise habit inside people. He divided 248 people into 3 groups. The first group was not given any instruction on how to exercise. The second group was asked to read motivational items to learn about the benefits of exercise. At the same time, the third group was also given the same instructions as the second group, but it was also added that they should keep a record of their exercise routine. Only 35 to 38% of those in the first and second groups exercised, while 91% of those in the third group exercised. Surprisingly, there was no significant difference in the results of the second group and the first group, despite reading the motivational things. Most people think that they are not able to do anything because they lack motivation. Actually, there is no lack of motivation but lack of clarity. Many people ruin their whole life because they are always waiting for a right time to do anything. In fact, you need to follow a plan and not wait for the right time. As an example, you can make a plan like meditation. I will do meditation every day at 8 a.m. for 20 minutes. Exercise, I will exercise in the gym for 1 hour at least 3 days a week. Study, I will definitely study for at least 1 to 2 hours every day. 5. Good habit formulation formula. Obvious, attractive, easy and satisfying. There are 4 rules for making a habit. 1. Obvious. Try to make it easy and natural. 2. Attractive. Make it fun. 3. Easy. Make it easy. Make the goal easy to achieve. For this, do not set an impossible goal first. Do not think of going to the gym on the very first day and doing 100 push-ups. 4. Satisfying. Make it satisfying. As you are exercising, you will become stronger and more agile at first. You should be satisfied with this. Getting over bad habits. 6. You need a good environment, not motivation. Annie Then Dye, a primary care physician, once had a strange idea or belief that she could change the eating habits of her hospital staff and visitors without any motivation or willpower. After this, he and his colleagues did a research together and experimented in the hospital's cafeteria. He changed the arrangement of food and drink in the cafeteria and replaced most soft drink bottles with water. This small change yielded very surprising results. Suddenly, the sale of soft drinks in the cafeteria dropped drastically and the sales of water bottles increased. This was proved by the fact that people usually choose things not just because of what they are, but because they are easily available. We often think that we have very good control over ourselves, but in reality, the environment around you has a big difference in your likes and your behavior. 7. Learn to self-control. Once a good habit is formed, it will always be remembered. Yet our mind soon wanders. For example, Whenever you see something sweet during a weight loss diet, you start losing self-control. Some people even give up their diet after giving up. That's why self-control is very important. The best way to do this is to keep such things out of your sight that take you away from your goal. The people who are able to break their bad habits are the people who structure their life in a better way. In short, he spends little or no time between the triggering of his bad habit, the tempting situation, and the environment. 8. How to make habit unstable. Nobel Prize winner Nicotine Gerben did an experiment and explained how our brain is already filled with many types of conditions. Like thousands of years ago, people wandering in search of food were in search of food in which sugar and fat were in abundance. And then he used to eat as much food as he could, because they did not know when the next time they would get food. Although today there is no dearth of food around us, still our mind is conditioned with our old thinking and taking advantage of this behavior. Fast food companies and advertising companies make food more and more attractive and present it in front of us. 9. How family and friends affect your habits. Humans are a type of herd animals, that is, herd animals. You always want to fit into a group. You want to build good relationships with others so that you can get the respect of your colleagues and partners. Charles Darwin said that in the longest history of mankind, those who learned to cooperate and adopt the most effective methods were the most successful. This means that connecting with someone is one of the deepest desires of us human beings, and therefore we do not create but imitate our habit. We always follow such habits which are considered normal in our culture because we want to be a part of our culture. We follow those assigned by our friend, family, school, society. And we learn only what the people around us learn. 10. How to find the cause of bad habits and change them. Just as thinking about the result of a good habit makes it attractive, similarly thinking about the result of a bad habit makes it unattractive. That's why pay attention to your routine and find habits that waste your time. Then consider the consequences of those habits and change them. Make the habit you want to leave unattractive. 11. Be slow but always keep moving. Jerry Olsman was a professor of film photography at the University of Florida. One day he divided his students into two groups. He named the first group the quantity group and the second group the quality group. The first group was told that they would get grades based on the number of photos they clicked, while the second group was asked to click only one best photo and would get their grades based on the quality of that photo. In the last of the fashion, he was surprised to see that the best photos were taken by the first group. The students of the first group experimented with their photos and kept improving the lighting, location, and scenery, due to which his skill got better every time. While the other group sat only to take a good photo, so they did not have much to show their work. It is easy to get confused in finding the best solution to bring some change in life, like fastest weight loss idea, best program to build muscle, best option to build side business. We focus so much on the best option that we never work on it. There is a lot of difference between being in motion and taking action in reality. Like when you think of writing something, it is just emotion. If you are sitting with a pen and paper and writing, then in reality it is an action. People want to do a lot but do not take action. Most of the people, before doing something, they take all kinds of knowledge and study for it. He takes different ideas and things to make a perfect one, but he never takes action. So taking action is also very important, because unless you take action, no plan will be successful. Because you know that even today the big companies that are there were very small at one time. And today it has become such a big brand. So don't even think like that before doing anything. Take action in small states and try to do something. It will become perfect on its own with time. 12. Law of least effort. Our brain is such a design that we like to do easy things more, because in this we save energy and our brain holds back from doing difficult things. Our brain wants to save some energy all the time. The more energy is used in the thing, the less we do that work and almost do not want to do it. For example, suppose you make a goal of doing 100 push-ups every day, then you will not be able to continue for a long time. Whereas if you make a goal of just 20 push-ups every day, then you will be able to keep it for a long time. Now the question arises that if we are so lazy, then how can so many people in the world become so successful? So the answer is that everyone has good days and bad days, but you have to make sure that even in your worst days, you keep doing your work and reduce the difficulties in between as much as possible. Do it. The idea here is not to do easy things, but to make difficult things easy. 13. 2-minute rule to remove procrastination. We always want to do something big or we don't do anything. We try to do too much in a very short time. So it becomes a little difficult for us to do any work continuously. To overcome this problem, you can adopt a 2-minute rule. Procrastination can be removed from this rule. This rule says that when you want to start any work, then do not try to do too much. Let's understand this with an example. Like if you want to read a book, then the person should not think of finishing the book, but say that I read for 2 minutes. If you do not feel like exercising, then tell the brain, let's do it for 2 minutes. Instead of running for 3 kilometers, just wear your running shoes. Any habit is useless if you do it for only 1 day in a month and leave it for the rest 29 days. Try to make any habit as attractive and easy as possible. The 2-minute rule may sound like a joke to some people. You think you are fooling yourself. No one wants to read a page or do 1 push-up. Actually, it is just a way to start and develop any habit. There are tools. In the beginning, try to do anything for just 2 minutes and then you will see that you keep doing it. 14. The main law of behavior change. Whatever we do, we have a motive behind it, as if animals hunt, they get food immediately. They get guaranteed results of their actions. But this is not the case with us humans. We do not get the result of anything immediately, but our brain is not yet evolved to enjoy the delayed result, but you can train your mind and accept delayed gratification. The best way is like if you do any work, immediately give yourself some good reward. As an example, you can commit yourself that if you exercise for 30 minutes, you can watch an episode of the show of your choice. 15. How to stick to good habits every day. If you want to stick to your habit and don't want to leave it, then you must track that habit. If you are making a new habit or leaving it, are you doing it daily or not? For this, you use Habit Tracker and put a cross on the day you finish the task. For this, you can take any one calendar or notebook. Keeping track of your habits is a fascinating and satisfying habit in itself. Habit tracking is a simple and effective technique. Using this, you can keep an eye on your habits, and it also works. I tried it myself. End.